for the side that I think dangers are actually beneficial for the game.
What up, YouTube? It's Kurt here. Today we're going to take a look at the latest Degenerate FTK strategy. And yeah, it's you'll classify it as FTK. It's just freaking ridiculous. All right, so this is why Konami just cannot get a ban list, right? Everybody knew that Saryuja needed to go, and unless it goes, you're just going to keep seeing FTK strategies pop up like this. And so the only reason I'm showing you this, I'm going to show you how to counter this kind of deck if you see it. It's just one of those things, like, it just, again, blows my mind how we cannot get a single ban list correct. And it should have been simple. We should have done it. And I'm sorry if I'm complaining too much. Again, the format as a whole is pretty cool. I like the fact that dinos and crap are topping right now, but, like, can we just have one format where an FTK strategy doesn't come out of the woodwork somewhere? That would be amazing, like a 6-month period where nobody has an FTK. That'd be pretty awesome. All right, but anyway, so if any of you studied the Cyberstein FTK, pretty much it's a similar lineup here. And don't get me wrong, this deck just straight up loses to certain cards. This deck loses to Droll and Lockbird. This deck loses to Lancia. Yeah, if you play Lancia against this deck, they can't banish to draw 3. Yeah, there's a card in this game that lets you draw 3 for very little cost. That's kind of ridiculous in and of itself. But basically, I'm going to try to do some replays here. Obviously, you get your danger engine going, you get your danger monsters on board, and they go into Saryuja, and then you kind of combo off from there and get your monster on. This monster that I'm showing you right now, I can't remember the name while I'm recording the voice here, but you get this monster, and then you get Light Barrier. And honestly, if you have a deck that draws through your entire deck in one turn, it's not that hard to get on the board. And even then, even if you don't meet the full win condition, you can at least have a 50-50 chance of skipping your opponent's turn. And that is just so degenerate. I don't know why someone would want to play this. Like, what's wrong with you, dude? What's wrong with you, Slim? All right, but anyway, all right, so again, I don't want to go over those. I wanted to go over the counters to this deck. Obviously, the build that I'm showing you, it's a little bit different here. The build I'm showing you just has a couple extra free summons, but more or less it's the exact same build. I didn't do trade-in or anything like that. If you have monsters that don't require, like, the 6 different level 8s you have, I think that's a little bit less bricky, and in my opinion. But yeah, I was messing around online. I'm going to bring up some plays on Dueling Robot here and show you exactly what it can do. Now, this deck can be, for the most part, it can be pretty easily ashed. Again, he does get up as the thought sometimes, so you can't play hand traps, but there's a lot of plays that have to lead up to going into as a thought. Like, you have to make sure you have your level 4s on board, and sometimes that eats up your Saryuja. So the deck can brick, but there's no deck that should be able to do what this deck does. So again, cards that beat it, obviously hand traps, well-timed impermanence or effect veiler on Saryuja would be good, but Droll and Lockbird just wins you the game. Yes, unless you just play ridiculously bad on your turn and you brick otherwise, Droll and Lockbird pretty much wins you the game. Lancia prevents the beginning of the end, and that card is completely essential to go full combo. Unless he gets insanely lucky and he gets, like, all these cards on his first turn, which is kind of unlikely. And you have to have a bunch of monsters on board and in hand for this strategy to kind of work, but this is probably the most consistent FTK we're going to see. So yeah, stick around. I'm going to do some replays. Well, I'm going to do some games with the Dueling Robot, so you guys kind of see exactly what it does. And I probably won't comment much from there. All right, so we'll enter into commentation mode. And I'm not going to talk about the game because, like, I do my recording separately, but I'll just talk about the metagame. Alrighty, part 2 commentating here. Now, as far as, like, if this doesn't get Saryuja banned, I don't know exactly what will get Saryuja banned. again, Konami has done a pretty good job showing that they actually care about the player base, and we have budget decks that have gotten a lot more viable. Again, Salamangreat was a great idea. I know it annoys some people, of course, but every deck's going to annoy someone. But the concept of Salamangreat and that being a structure deck, that was very, very good, very, very healthy for the metagame. And right now we have a lot of different strategies topping. That's also really healthy for the metagame. And I do like creativity, but the creativity of what you're witnessing here is not the type of creativity we should be looking forward to at all. And why play a card game if literally this is what's happening? Like, why play a 2-player game and do your utmost, put your greatest effort into making it a 1-player game? That is one thing I will never understand about people. I think it's just a whole new level of ridiculous, and when you figure it out, let me know why people actually do this psychologically. Like, if you need to win a kid's card game like so badly that you spend $600 on a 1-player strategy, like, you might want to evaluate where you are in life. That's just my personal opinion. All right, so you're probably watching what exactly is going on here. And again, the strategy can brick if you get the wrong danger sent to graveyard. That sucks. But yeah, it is what it is. Thing is, a lot of people might not spend money specifically to play this type of deck because they know it's going to get banned, but some people are weird. They're just willing to drop all kinds of money on cards that won't last, and that's all sorts of ridiculous in my opinions. And some of these cards are great in other danger engines, but yeah, the dangers themselves, if Konami was smart, they would probably limit a couple of those. But again, it's Konami. As long as they're sitting on wads of cash, they're not going to do too much about the ban list. All right, so at this point, I'm just going to let you guys watch the rest of this. And, yeah, at that point, peace out, guys. I'll come back with another video.